Don't you wish we could just podcast every day and that was like our work?
Yeah, I do. I wish
we
we were
get sick of it.
Maybe we run out of things to talk about.
We were roommates. We were never looking at each other in silence.
True, and I still texted you when we were roommates too, when we were apart.
G-chatted at work.
We
Texted on the bus.
Welcome to No Ordinary Friendship.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Teresa.
Let's catch up. All right, let's jump into it.
Let's do it. Part 2 of me going to a workout class.
You're already beating my number of workouts this year.
So I got that intro week at that really nice gym, and I was like, I'm going to get my money's worth. Go to this heated yoga class. I was like, oh, good. I know what the positions are. It's bikram. It's like 26 poses or something? And I know those poses. I was like, I know what they are. I get it. It's heated. It was so much worse than I anticipated. Oh my God. It was in the same exact room, but there were only 10 people. So it wasn't like the body heat was accumulating to be higher, similar to the other class. And we weren't doing cardio in the same sense.
I can't believe you were doing cardio in a heated room.
Okay, that's a whole nother... listen to the previous podcast.
Yeah,
You'll know what I'm talking about.
That's why.
But the heated yoga class, I was like, why is this so hard? It was 60 minutes. After, again, 20 minutes, I was like, should I leave? I wasn't wearing my Apple Watch, so I had no idea what time it was.
Oh, that's the worst.
And every single time I checked my phone, I didn't want to do it because there's only 10 people in class.
Yeah.
I was like, how has it only been 2 minutes? It was so strange. I have a couple of gripes. One, the men in the class. I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but like the men should all move to one corner or something.
Did they smell?
They were so sweaty.
Oh.
I really want them to like
Was that getting in your way?
Because when you like do...
Is it because you want to like wipe them?
You go from like warrior 2 to warrior 3 or warrior 1, warrior 2. Like they're flinging. They're like a wet dog.
Oh
and so
my gosh.
The sweat is like in the air.
I thought it was just distracting you because it was like dripping or something.
The instructor was dripping. Also, he was wearing somewhere, like boy shorts for girls. He was wearing that.
Oh.
Yeah, so it wasn't like as revealing as a Speedo, but it was like maybe a couple more inches of fabric. And I didn't think that was necessary.
It's giving like, I don't know why, I'm getting like Russell Brand in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, yes.
Did he dress like that or something?
And his hair was kind of like that too. He kind of gave off that vibe actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's weird that you envisioned that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was
Maybe
laying there.
That's like the yoga instructor look.
Because you remember how last time I was like, I just wanted to be in Shavasana.
Yeah.
So I just let myself lay there in Shavasana because I just couldn't do anything else. And when I was laying there, I kept thinking, okay, it's almost over. I'm literally just laying here.
Yeah.
I cannot leave now, okay? Like, it's accepted in yoga to just lay there.
Yeah.
At the 53-minute mark, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then like 7 minutes left. I just straight up...
just left?
Well, because it's like so embarrassing too because you have to roll up your mat as well. You have to like kind of wipe your area down. You got to carry your 2 yoga blocks back. And then I have to walk all the way to the other side of the room because there's only one door.
Next time, just sit by the door.
That is my plan. Next time, there is no next time. I'm not joining this gym.
That sealed the deal for you.
Yeah, I was like,
These crazy classes.
I can't go to any classes because they're so hot.
Are they... All of their classes are heated?
No, but they're the popular ones that you want to go to are probably pretty hot as well.
I wouldn't go either.
And I was thinking, is it because I lived in San Francisco for too long? I'm just not accustomed to this type of heat.
Maybe it's just you need to get used to it. Like if you wanted to commit, you have to go multiple times and then your body like adjusts. But I'm with you because I remember trying, there was like a chain called like Funky Door Yoga and it was the heated Bikram. And I signed up for like you only had to pay for one class and you got like 30 days. This was in Berkeley. Never went back. One time.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me this story back
and there were so many times where I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do it. Never did it.
I just feel like 80 degrees is good. Why does it have to be 95 or 100 or something?
Yeah, it's too much.
80 is great. It's heated. And also, the whole time I had a lot of thoughts in my head while I was just laying there, like fighting for my life. I was thinking, why do people even have to go to heated classes? Like,
I don't know.
It's like pretending like you're working out, or pretending like you're working out harder than you really are because you're just sweating so much.
Maybe it's like detoxing. Because don't they say like saunas are really good for you?
Why don't you go to a sauna for 15 minutes then?
Combining your workout and your sauna. It's multitasking.
I disagree wholeheartedly. At that gym, there is a sauna, a steam room, and an infrared sauna. Go do your business there if you really want to sweat.
Hey, I'm with you. I don't even like saunas. So.
Okay, sorry. That was my gripe because I'm just mad at myself too. Like, I used to be able to do this.
Yeah, but I'm proud of you actually for recognizing your limits. Like, I feel like when we were younger, we would like be too embarrassed and try to do it, or like, push ourselves too far. And you don't want to throw up in class?
No, I do not.
You don't want to faint in class?
I went to a heated yoga class in New York too. And I feel like it was almost a form of mental abuse in that class because there would be two instructors and people were like, it was like the regular bikram, but it was also the dead of summer, I think. So it was already really hot and humid outside as well. And when people tried to leave to get water or get some air, there's someone be at the door, like holding them in, be like, really think about your decision.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you can do it.
For real?
Yeah. I remember like being next to the door. I'm like, just let that person out.
Yeah.
So I was always too scared to leave. And then that person, I remember vividly, like that person just like walked back to their mat. I'm like, clearly they felt like they were at a point where they wanted to leave.
Yeah, like they've already been through that conversation with themselves
in their head already,
in order to move off the mat.
And I was like, well, never going back here again. All right, let's do guess how much.
Okay, guess how much. This one is a boring one, but I guess I was flabbergasted because usually Victor is the one that takes the girls to get ice cream. There's a Haagen-Dazs at the food court, and usually if they are good for their meal, we'll be like, you can get ice cream. But I took them this time, and they wanted 3 toppings. And when I saw the price, I said, no, you have 1 topping.
Do they each get their own ice cream, or do they share one?
They each get their own sometimes, but this time Charlie wanted the Uncle Tetsu cheesecake, so she got that, and then Cassie got ice cream. But guess how much a topping is at Haagen-Dazs?
1 topping?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be $1, but I'm guessing it's more than that.
$1.59.
Wow.
I don't know. I was just like, the ice cream itself is like $6. Yeah, like the kid size is like $5. I feel like $1.59 just seems disproportional for the amount of topping you get on that little scoop of ice cream.
I'm with you.
And I was like, Victor gets them 3 each? Yes, he just lets them pick. I don't even know if he knows he was paying per topping.
I think he has no idea how much the cost is. You should play Guess How Much with Victor and see how many he gets right.
Okay, this is my plan, and I'm planning to make a TikTok about it. I'm going to bring my own sprinkles.
Okay.
In my purse.
Just do it.
I'm going to be that mom.
You are gonna. Do they get sprinkles as one of their toppings, though?
They would. This time she picked the mini M&Ms.
Okay.
I could get those too.
Totally. Oh my gosh, you could.
I'm going to have a toppings like thing in my bag.
If you could have a side hustle, like sell it to the other moms for 50 cents each.
I'll slip them a note as they get in line to Haagen-Dazs. Be like, hey, don't get toppings. I got you. I'm only going to charge you 50 cents.
Oh my gosh. It would make me feel good not even to charge the other moms, just to know
just
that
give it to them.
I'm saving everybody some money.
It's true. I would happily share some sprinkles. In general, the sprinkles in the US are like have very unhealthy like artificial colors and stuff like that. So I did buy a little bag of sprinkles from Trader Joe's, which I believe like didn't have any of those like red 40 whatever. But it's not in a convenient little sprinkler. It's in like a little bag. So we'll see.
Can you tell them, girls, we're going to have ice cream at home? It just doesn't hit the same.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that. It's just like for the sake of time, usually we're just like, okay, just eat it here, you know?
Yeah. Make the mess here and then we'll go home.
Guess her age. Ooh,
Yeah.
You're mixing it up in this section.
I didn't have anything for Guess How Much. And then one of our listeners actually asked me a ton of questions I didn't know the answer to. And she's like, this is a great discussion topic for your pod. And I totally agreed.
Okay.
So I'm going to text you.
Oh my gosh, you have a note?
I didn't want to like give out any answers.
Okay.
All right. How old do you think Nicki Minaj is?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. 30.
She's 41.
Whoa.
Shocking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe an easier one. Taylor Swift.
Oh, she's 37?
37?
No. She's
Be confident with your answer, Emily.
35?
34.
Okay.
Okay, Shakira.
50.
Okay, 47.
Oh, okay, I'm close.
Mariah Carey.
Oh. 63.
63.
No. 55.
Yes.
Oh.
Very good. Okay, last one, J-Lo.
50.
55.
Oh.
Same age as Mariah Carey.
Whoa.
But we know one looks a little bit younger than the other.
One's got a better plastic surgeon, I think.
Oh, and I was talking to this one friend about like, wow, some of them look so good and some of them look older.
Yeah.
Like Nicki Minaj, I really did not think she was 41. I thought she was in her 30s.
I also like haven't seen her recently though. So I wasn't basing it off of looks. I was more basing it off of like when was she popular? Yeah, and I was thinking, okay, she was probably popular like, 10 years ago. Like that was her heyday. She's probably in her 20s. So that's where I got to like 30.
She was popular 10 years ago.
I don't know. I'm really bad with dates and stuff. Just the feeling.
The vibes.
All of that, anything I got right was pure luck.
Well, then we started talking about like how everybody is into anti-aging
Yes.
products. And I was like, I don't even really know what anti-aging means anymore because is that just like a loosey-goosey term now that is kind of like all natural for food products? Like does anti-aging actually fall into a bucket of specific ingredients or?
I don't know. Well, I guess anti-aging to me is reducing wrinkles and
But if it's like an anti-aging product,
yeah.
like a skincare product, would it be like you have to have X, Y, and Z in there in order to be called?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's just marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing mumbo jumbo.
Does it again. I'm sold.
Give it to me.
Well, my last facial list was like, yeah, you could start some anti-aging.
Really?
And I was like, what's...
That's rude.
Well, she said a bunch of like nice things where she's like, you're Asian, you take good care of your skin, but you're getting older.
Yeah.
You have thinner skin.
Oh, I didn't put this on the topics, but I did go to get a laser facial again last week. And honestly, I can't tell a difference. I just don't know
It's
if it's
gradual.
doing anything,
Yeah.
And
Are you
so-
canceling then your skin laundry?
Well, I was going to cancel, but I didn't do it soon enough. And I already saw, like when your credit card gets charged, you get a notification. So I have to do one more month and then cancel. I think I have to cancel it there so that I don't forget and then get charged again. I mean, I'm drawn to believe it does something. I just don't know to what extent and if it's worth the cost, right? Like it must be doing something.
Something is happening.
I hope. Yeah. Something for the better.
Well, I think you look great. You don't look worse.
Okay, that's good, yeah. But I did feel like maybe it's just like the recovery because I guess for 7 days, you're like still kind of recovering. Like the first 3 days, I wasn't supposed to put anything except for hyaluronic acid, which I did. Like I followed the rules this time. And then you're supposed to put sunscreen every 2 hours, which I haven't been doing.
But you're not out.
Yeah, I'm not outside. But yeah, I felt like my skin maybe like had some extra bumps. And I was like, oh, is it just like the healing process? She did mention... I feel like they're learning the keywords because I was like, oh, what does this do? Because I did a dual process, like a laser and then this other thing that's kind of like micro needling. I was like, what does the second one do? And she was like, oh, it like really helps with skin texture, giving you that glass skin look. I was like, oh, you sold me. Glass skin is what we want.
They're also on TikTok. They know what's trendy.
Exactly.
All right, pop culture.
Okay.
Did you see Sephoria happened?
No, is that a event?
It is an event. It's like a Sephora
That's a cute
conference,
name.
I guess. Sephoria?
Is it like a trade or like public people?
No,
go?
so you buy tickets. As like a regular person, you can buy tickets. And then there's like that trade aspect, I guess. With like all the brands are there that are being sold at Sephora. But I think this is the second annual one. And then there was one last year in New York. And there are 2 sessions each always. But you buy this ticket. Guess how much it is?
$200. $200.
It's like $150 for general admission,
Okay.
but with that comes products, like a bunch of full-size
Samples.
products. No, full-size products.
Oh.
You get a swag bag of like $500 worth of product.
Oh.
Yeah. But the funny thing or weird coincidence is like in the last 2 times that they did it, the first session has always been canceled due to really bad weather.
Oh, where was it?
I think it was in New York last year, and then this year was in Georgia?
With the hurricane? Is
Georgia
that why?
or yeah, somewhere in Georgia. Was it Atlanta? I don't remember. It must have been a big city though.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was. People were like, if you guys go next year, like
Do session 2?
do session 2. It's the way to go.
Weird.
But I thought that was like a cool thing, like when people were showing off what was in their actual swag bag. But for the actual ticket that you're buying, I'm like, what does that actually get you besides walking around the different booths to like get free samples and like take a picture with the rare
I guess that's
beauty.
what you're paying for, the swag bag.
The swag bag and like the fun of it all. And I was like, oh, this could be like a good alternative to BravoCon.
I would go with you.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed.
I don't know.
Maybe it'll come to the West Coast.
I hope so because they're based here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sephora, get your butt over here. Maybe in LA.
We'll keep an eye out. Maybe we can meet some of our listeners there.
Okay, I told you I'm stuck on Jersey Shore.
Yes.
I must have missed a couple of seasons of Jersey Shore Family Vacation, but I'm watching
could
one.
you?
I don't know how that happened. But I'm watching one right now where it's 2020 and they go to Vegas and I mean it's all made up, right? But like Pauly D rented out this entire resort and they like do
It's
their
made
family.
up?
Well, I mean, like Pauly didn't really do it. Like the producers probably
okay.
called him. Were like, "Hey, we got this place. Can you call up your buddies?"
I see.
So I didn't know this either, but Snooki wasn't on the show for a couple of seasons. I guess she got mad at something or somebody, and then they kept filming without her. And then she was like, "Wait a minute,
I want to come back.
give me my money. I need my bag." But watching COVID or watching reality TV happened during COVID, it just like brings you all the way back to the hand sanitizer, the COVID test, and like how things were really so unknown back then.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember now.
It is. It feels like it's weird that like it wasn't that long ago that all of that was going on. Because even like on my phone, I'll see pictures where like Charlie was masking all day, every day at preschool. You know, there were just like so many more precautions that like nobody takes now. And that happened to me too when I was watching Summer House, the COVID year. Because like they would like, didn't they like all stay in one house? They couldn't leave. One day, like a UPS driver came and Paige didn't have a mask. So she's like, hold on. And she just put like a Kleenex over her face or something.
Summer House was really different that season too because they typically only film over the weekend.
Yeah.
And then they had to stick with each other for 6 weeks.
I can't imagine.
And work there.
Must have been weird.
Must have been awful for them.
But there are some things I miss about like the COVID era.
Yeah, now that you know it's like not as serious.
Yeah.
Like what?
We would like we were in LA, but we would like take Charlie and walk to parks a lot more. Like I think things felt a little like slower paced just because they had to be. Like people couldn't do most things.
There were no birthday parties.
Yeah, no birthday parties, no
activities.
classes. We eventually did an outdoor music class, and then like that was really exciting. I don't know, it just felt like simpler times almost.
That's such a good reminder because I remember signing Tyler for an outdoor music class, and that was like the weekend plan.
Yeah, like you just were content with like being safe.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I do miss that too.
Anything else about?
No, that's it.
Nobody Wants This. Did you finish it?
No, did you?
No.
I'm still on the end
We're
of
on episode
3.
4, I think. Okay, so I'm only a little ahead of you. But so far, what do you think?
I like it. The reality, well, for listeners, I don't know. It's a comedy series with
A romantic comedy.
a rom-com. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
On
definitely a rom-com.
Netflix.
With, what's his name? Adam Brody?
Adam Brody and Kristen Bell. And that annoying guy from Veep.
Yes. There's a bunch of like side characters that are pretty well known in other sitcoms too, I feel like.
Yeah. And also her, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but one of the girls from The Good Place, she's like one of her friends in there. So I'm like, oh, I bet she like
She
called
brought her
back.
in.
Yeah. The one who played like the computer robot person. Do you remember?
I only watched a few seasons of The Good Place. I couldn't get all the way into that world. I really like it so far. It's kind of weird that it's a series and not a movie.
Yes.
I don't know why they made that decision.
It feels like I'm watching a movie, but it's a series.
But it keeps like cutting off every 30 minutes. Shockingly, Steven has been watching it with me. And we don't watch anything together. And every time I look like to my left or like behind me, he's like actually engaged.
Yeah, Victor has like laughed out loud a few times.
I've laughed out loud multiple times too, Victor.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost like, because I've seen so many people who finish it and they're like, oh, I wish like I hadn't finished it already. And so I'm like almost like savoring it. Like, I don't want to finish it so fast.
There's just so few shows that feel like it's a rom-com and it's done well and the good actors and like the writing is very witty as well.
Yeah.
And something about their dynamic just seems to work. I don't care so much about the storyline right now.
Yeah.
But it's a nice journey to be on with them.
It's funny and it's lighthearted.
Yeah.
But like, you care to watch.
And she's a podcaster.
Yes. I'm hoping this drives a little like boost in people looking for podcasts. Random podcasts. We're not sisters, but we're besties. It's close.
Her sister was on Succession.
Oh, I never watched that.
Okay, you don't care. But I recommend it. We'll see if we still recommend it towards
when we finish it, we will report back.
All right, family wellness. Fall is coming, Emily.
Don't even mention it.
I have a question for you because you are a wellness guru. How are you prepping for sicknesses this fall? Anything new you want to share?
I don't have anything that new. I will say I think it's more about mentally preparing myself to not be just constantly on edge waiting for the sickness to happen because I know it will happen and it's just about dealing with it as it comes. And it's really more about me than the kids,
Where's your chill pill necklace?
Oh, yes, I'm wearing it. One thing that I feel like I added from the last time, I don't remember if I mentioned this, but I've purchased like a liquid children's zinc. And I think there are studies that show if you take zinc within like the first 24 hours of having like a cold, it actually shortens the duration or like reduces the severity. So if like one of them happens to like start having like a little sniffle and I catch it, I try to give that to them right away.
Does it have a flavor to it?
It's like a sweet flavor. The weird thing with zinc is it almost makes you feel like you have a dry mouth. So I think like Cassie doesn't care, but Charlie will like be like, blah, that tastes bad. But they'll drink it. So I usually just mix that with the elderberry to kind of like give them a familiar flavor and then they drink it.
What is the elderberry?
I just have like an elderberry syrup that I used to give them every morning, which I don't think it really did much because they get sick. But I still give it to them like a few times a week now. It's just supposed to help boost their immune system. So I'll do that. And sometimes if I'm just feeling paranoid, I add like a little vitamin C. But then if they have a sign of illness or if they're like actively have a cold, then I'll do the zinc.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Maybe drop it in your Amazon storefront.
Oh, yes. I can do that.
If you like it. That is. Only if you like it.
So far, because one day Cassie like started having a runny nose and I was like, oh, this is it. Tonight's the night. She's going to have a fever, probably throw up. I'm not going to sleep. And I gave her the zinc and she like slept through the night. And the next morning it continued to only be like
pretty
a little runny nose and never like progressed to the cough or anything. So I was like, maybe it worked. Or maybe she's just getting stronger.
Yeah. I'm really just trying to avoid fevers over here when I feel like I don't know how much you can really do. Like once it's here, it's here. I went to back to school night for Logan the other week. And once they started talking about the school sick policy, I was like, here we go again. Because it was all about like the curriculum, all the fun stuff, like the pumpkin patches coming. And then it's like, now we're back to business. Like, do not bring your kids in if they have COVID, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Although like really, I don't think many people are testing.
Yeah. I don't think I would test unless like they had a cold for a really long time.
Yeah. And also like what if it's delayed in showing up? Who knows?
And what's the difference between that and like a regular cold now for kids?
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not quite sure. Did they get their flu shot yet? Are you going to give it to them?
I don't know. Are your kids going to get them?
Yeah, at their next appointment.
I feel like the flu shot is kind of like a random guess too. Like they don't always pick the right one to give us. Don't you love how scientific it is?
I put detailed recipe instructions. This is kind of in the family section because I was cooking for my family. And I'm a terrible cook, and I know that about myself. I'm really good at cooking for one because I don't really care how it tastes or how it looks. As long as like the general spirit of it, because you put so much of your individual work in, like you're gonna like the outcome.
Yeah.
Nobody else does though, unfortunately. So I was reading, what was I making? I was making Hainan chicken and rice.
That sounds really good.
In the rice cooker. And it's so simple. There are like 5 steps. So then once I got down to execution mode, I was like, what do these instructions mean? They are way too high level. I need more details. Like when you say 1 stalk of green onions, is that like 1 bulb? Or is it like...
It's like one thin piece, I think.
Or is it 1 piece?
Yeah, it's 1 piece, right?
Are you sure?
No.
Because I Googled it and I'm still not sure. And I went and I was like, this is taking me 5 times longer to cook this.
1 bulb is way too much green onion, though, I feel like.
I don't know. Maybe that's what the recipe calls for, though, Emily. And so it's also very unclear to me because sometimes 1 bulb will have like 3 stems and then some of them will have 2 stems.
Yeah.
And some of them are super long. So I was just thinking like sometimes these like cookbook people need to realize that they're talking to really basic beginners.
Yeah, it's true.
And they need to get like
break it down
3 layers deeper or like be very specific on what you mean. And then like when I wrote 1 stalk of green onion, the other suggestions were like, what is 1 stalk of celery? And I was like, well, I could see that being confusing too.
Yeah,
but it
that's just like
the
a
same
huge thing. Now I don't know.
I'm sure people...
But I hate celery. I would never buy it.
I'm sure people are like screaming at the podcast right now, being like, obviously. Teresa, it's this.
Yes. Let's not piss people off with these controversial topics, Teresa.
I'm hoping just with more practice, I'll get better over time.
Was it good though?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
I kind of want to make that too.
It was really good.
I love Hainan chicken. I feel like it needs so many things though, does it?
No.
Oh.
Garlic, ginger, green onions, chicken thighs. Recommend with skin and without bone because it's kind of annoying to cut it with the bone.
Okay.
But it was super tender.
Do you have to include anything like a chicken broth or chicken bouillon or whatever?
Yeah, so instead of doing water, I did chicken broth for the rice. Yeah.
Okay.
But I made the mistake of using... I was going healthy, so the no salt added chicken broth and it needed way more salt. Needed way more salt.
Did your kids eat it?
No, me and Steven ate it.
Oh, okay.
The kids would have eaten it, but they weren't home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I recommend it. I think. I don't know. I suck.
I like it. I want to try it. What is sage?
Oh, have you ever saged your...
I have not, but I was
room or home?
I was given sage. I think when we moved into our SoCal home, someone like gave it to us as a gift.
How very LA of them.
But I never used it.
Do you know what it's for?
Is it to like ward off evil spirits?
A part of that, or like shift energies, or like people do it when they need more clarity or get bad juju out. Our friend was talking about it.
And she wants to do it
because she's going through a streak of like not the greatest things.
Yeah.
And she's like, shouldn't we do something? She called it something else though. It wasn't saging. She called it like moving spirits or shifting something. And I was like, I think we could just sage the place. But again, how much do you think sage is?
Oh, like a little piece of it?
Yeah. Like the one you see in movies.
$12.
Like, it's only $7.
Oh, that
was
not bad.
cheaper than I thought.
Yeah.
And she bet me some money that nobody in our friend group has ever done it before.
Oh.
And I thought maybe you would have done it.
I was close to doing it, I guess.
You had it in hand.
Yeah. That's probably a good guess. I can't see anyone in our close friend group doing that.
If anything, it would have been us.
We're all too boring. Like, do any of us have crystals? You know, like, that's the people who sage, right?
Yes, that's true. Or like if you really feel like you're at a point and you just want bad energy out, I would totally do it, actually.
I'm not against it. I just was probably too lazy. Because, you know, I'm all about, like, manifesting.
Yeah.
Like, that's in the same
It's in the
area.
same, yeah. You should stop manifesting kids' illnesses.
I'm not trying to.
I know.
Today I saw a TikTok and it was like, this will change your life. And it's like every morning you wake up, you go to the mirror and you look at yourself and you say, I am the luckiest girl in the world.
Why are you laughing when you say that? You are lucky.
And I was just like, no, but they say, supposedly if you say it every day, it like comes into the universe. And I'm like, I'm going to try it, but it feels ridiculous.
And it changes like the way your brain is wired, right?
I hope so.
Like you really...
Maybe you just see the good instead of the bad.
And I like that.
That's really like a huge step, right?
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset shift?
Shift, yes. So all of you listeners, you are the luckiest woman or man in the world. Putting it out there for you.
Tell me about your new shampoo.
Okay. So you know I'm like the worst. I'm never going to be like a hair spokesperson. I don't usually use conditioner. My hair's like very frizzy.
Yes.
And I went to Sephora after my facial because I needed to get hyaluronic acid. And I just, on an impulse, picked up, because I felt like my hair's been getting like buildup, you know, like it just doesn't feel clean. So I bought this like detox shampoo from Ouai. Is that how you say it? Ouai. All the influencers always are pushing that. So I'm like, oh, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But I washed my hair with it and it actually felt like squeaky clean. It felt better. And then the next day I like happened to catch my reflection on the car and I was like, my hair looks shinier. So it's definitely expensive. Like the tiny sample bottle was $14. But if you don't use it every time, I think it's like a nice, like, add it to your routine. I mean, your hair looks very clean, so you don't need it. But like, and this is already maybe 3-day hair.
How did you feel like, or what did the buildup feel like on your hair?
It just felt like after I rinsed out the shampoo, it almost felt like it still was
not fully clean.
Yeah, not fully clean. And this one definitely made it feel more clean.
Is the purpose of this one to detox or like to...
It's called like detox shampoo or something. I think it's supposed to clean your scalp too, which I wanted that maybe more so than the hair. Because I feel like since I don't wash my hair every day, maybe I'm like over time not getting it clean enough.
I feel like that's where it starts because you know when you go to a salon and they like really wash your hair for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Then it feels like you have freshly washed hair for 5 days instead of like the typical 2 or 3 that I do when I wash by myself. I went to a salon once and they did like a scalp treatment. Well, it wasn't even a treatment. They just like wash extra. And she was like, you have a lot of buildup. And I didn't know. And I was like, oh no.
I feel like I have buildup.
She used a Moroccan oil clarifying shampoo. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. It feels so clean. And then I bought it for myself and I did it at home and it didn't feel amazing anymore.
Really?
Probably because I didn't like
do it for like 10 minutes.
Right, exactly. I only did it for like 1.
Yeah. But anyway, listeners, learn from me. You can
Good to know. Does it smell good?
It didn't have a very strong smell, but not bad. Yeah.
Worth the money.
I can add it to the Amazon storefront too.
Yeah, I want to try it.
Okay. Buy it off of our storefront. Is that legal?
All right, listeners.
Thanks for listening with us. And please remember to subscribe, review, and mostly share with your friends.
Bye.
Bye.